Welcome back to the channel. I'm Katy-Rose, writing under the pen name of KR Green, and this is the June/half year review of my writing goals. How was your June? I'm asking that because mine wasn't grand. And a lot of people I know seem to struggle with June this year, just in life. And I'm recording this on July 2nd. And I've got my Excel spreadsheet up for MilWordy, which I'm technically 2/3 through now because I did begin it in September. And I have written 107,000 words in 9 months, which I don't think is too bad. I used to write that in fiction alone without really thinking about it, but that's not the world I live in at the moment. So in June I did a little bit around The Felt Gods, which is my current work in progress standalone fantasy novel. In fact, on 3 days I added words to it, but what I mostly did throughout the month was work my way through the re-outline and basically fix all of the big plot holes. So I didn't write many words at all. In fact, I don't think I quite hit 1,000 words across the month of just writing various things in. However, as of July 1st, I know some of you might be doing Camp NaNoWriMo for July. My goal for July is to write fiction every day, even if it's 1 word of fiction every day, which is how I started my Write Chain Challenge back in 2017, I want to say. It's on the, I'll link it, it's on the, it's on my blog. Yeah, so I feel like I did okay, considering my aim was in February to re-outline, ready to rewrite the story. It's July and I'm rewriting it. And that feels better than it could have been. That's better than never, that's better than, yeah, it's better than never. Even if it's not quite as much as I wanted. I also worked on a Medium article. I don't think I published one in June, and if I did I wrote it in May, but I've got one in the works that I'm awaiting to see if I'm basically waiting, like, will you publish this for one of the specific publications, so I'm waiting to hear back on that. I've got another week on that before the deadline of hearing back. And then I also did a little bit of work on my non-fiction project. So back in January I mentioned that I'd kind of started this non-fiction project which for me focuses, it's almost like a self-help book, but for people who want more than self-help, using my master's in neuroscience, my cognitive behavioural therapy training, etc. And kind of melding all of that with just my experience of life and the spiritual aspects and experiential kind of side of things. So I did add to that and do a little bit of planning for that this month, or in June, which felt really good just to get back in the saddle of it. It felt really good to be involved in, I guess, be immersed back into that sort of scholarly but also writing space. Most of my words for June came from basically private journaling. I had some pretty big stuff going on and decided that I was just going to journal it, if not every night, then every other night, just try to process things through writing, which is something that I studied a little bit at uni. I wanted to do a dissertation on, but the thesis was rejected essentially at the time by the people who were in charge. So that was what I wanted to actually look at, was how like therapeutic writing could support with sort of mental health and well-being and processing of things. But I therefore wrote, I can't even add up the numbers, a couple of thousand words. I would say close to 3,000 words in just the last 20 days of June while I was working my way through some stuff. And because I was spending so long writing it, and I wrote so many words, I have a document with about 40 pages in it of either copied and pasted like things as I like look stuff up, and then my own actual writing. And yeah, I think about 3,000 words of that was my writing. So that's June. June ends with 4,929 words. And if I'd seen that, I might have pushed myself to write 71, which would have brought me to exactly 5,000, but I didn't. So 4,900 words for June, which doesn't feel that bad. It doesn't feel completely lacking. I wrote 5,300 in May and 4,200 in April, so it's about right, it's about average. And in July, my current aims are to write something of the Feld Gods every single day, even if it's one word, to keep working on my non-fiction project. I am going to keep journaling. I'm still kind of going through the process of whatever happened in June. And I think that's my main stuff. I do have a few kind of plans. I'm working on a new workbook, and I've got a few plans for specific Medium articles, and some things that link to my podcast. But my main goal for July is keep journaling, keep working on the non-fiction. Keep working on the non-fiction project, and write fiction every day in the Feld Gods, even if it's just a word here or there. So that's a brief check-in for me. How did your June go? What are your plans for July? And are you participating in Camp NaNoWriMo? Are you doing word sprints? Are you part of any like the Discords and groups and stuff? Share with us in the comments what you're up to, what sort of things you're looking to get through this month. And if you have anything that you kind of want a bit of accountability on, or you want sort of some cheers on from next month, leave them down below. I'd love to see them and to kind of follow you on your journey. As always, I hope that you are well. Thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me. Please click subscribe if you don't want to miss a podcast episode or any of these kind of writing updates. And I will see you again next month. Bye.